Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to morning trivia. Wake up and win. So tell me, all I have to do is wake up and win. You have to wake up and you have to win. Correct, yes. Hey, don't wake at 3 a.m. for this. Is it worth it? Maybe. There's things to be won. I would say it is. Good morning, Fox Force 4. Hello, Tim Dozer. 3 a.m. That is late. What was I doing at 3 a.m.? I think I was sleeping at 3 a.m. In fact, I'm pretty sure I was sleeping at 3 a.m. I don't think I was doing much else. Stay, you win. Technically, if you wake up, you do win a wonderful sense of... You win a new day. That's what you win, isn't it? If you get it right. Made it to a game. Well done. You made it to the morning. Where is it where you are? Probably like... I won't dox you. It's like... Still morning where you are, which is good. Hello, Taiwan John. So worth it. Good morning, Cyber Goddess. 3 a.m. It's like a party night. It's like a rave night, isn't it? We've gone on. Late night. I always feel like London closes at like midnight. Anyway, you want to go for a drink after midnight. It's a nightmare in London, unless you want to go to a club. Sometimes the real winning is surviving another day. True. You've woken up. You've won the battle against life and death, which is always good. Insomnia isn't too fun. No, insomnia isn't fun. I translated the questions yesterday into Chinese. That's very cool, John. That's very cool. We should talk to you more, John, about making our games more accessible in China as well. Casey sleep, Tim. Too drunk. That's true. That's fair. You don't want to be drunk triviaing. Even though, from doing more or less, we've had like two driver trivias or two driver players. People have to pull over in their cars. Can I win without waking up? If you're good at the questions, you can. You can hit the random answers and sometimes still win. That is a strategy that can work. I've seen it work. I've seen it work before. I'm eating watermelon. Watermelon's good. It feels like I don't remember if I eat watermelon quite a lot actually. Or melon. 8 minutes past. 154 people. Exciting. Lots of people in. I've got another 3 minutes while I drink my coffee. 2 a.m. Oof. That is early. What am I doing now? Waiting for trivia to happen. If any of you caught a peep show, I would say definitely read Business Secrets of the Pharaohs. It's a very compelling book about business. How about the coffee? The coffee is here. I got my toy prop bag here, which is good. If you're in the UK, you need to win the coffee. That's it. You need to win the coffee. That's all what today's about. Getting a morning shot of coffee. Getting woken up by Coffee Nation. I was saying the other day, when I was in the US, they have like, because I go to WeWork offices, they have like a massive mugs for coffee, which are like way bigger than our mugs, which I was quite surprised by. I should have stolen one, but I didn't because I am an ethical person. I need this coffee, but I'm not in the UK. We'll write to Pat Coffee and tell them that the world needs their coffee and see what they say. Sports Direct mugs are huge, that's true. They're the UK equivalent of American coffee mugs. In fact, coffee in Taiwan. I'm sure they can start shipping to Taiwan. I'll look at it. I'll look it up for you. Just finishing a night in the hospital. Need a coffee. Yes. And you need Pat Coffee. Pat Coffee Select. What's this one I've still got? I've still got the fruit nut and espresso one next to me. I've got like a massive box behind me of more. I'm actually going to send them to people. Because like, I can't, there's just so much coffee. It's like, there's loads now. We're full of coffee. Someone split a pot of coffee with me. That's what you need. If any of you could virtually share the coffee. However, it is now 8:05 in the morning in the UK, or maybe 2 or 3 a.m. where you are. My name's Tim, and this is Wake Up and Win, our morning version of MOAR Trivia, which is a bit more relaxed, a bit more good. It's very easy-ish. There's 5 questions. The quicker you answer, the more points you get. And the more points you get, the higher you get at the leaderboards. And today, we have mental prizes. We have the top 3 people will be getting packed coffee and a brewing kit, which I've got a picture of. I don't want to butcher it now. There's a picture of it. It looks pretty cool. If you're in the UK, you get that, I should say. And we'll also do a split the pot. So if you get over 30,000 points, you will get £2. You get a split of £25, and also you will get, if you get our 3rd question right, you'll get a 25% off voucher for your first 3 purchases to Pat Coffee. Deliverable to India. It's just in the UK, unfortunately, the coffee prices, but you can still play. Right, that is it. That's what we're going for. So let's go with our first question. Yeah, you can get it shipped to London, people. If you've got a London address, donate it to a UK friend. That's always a good thing to do, and you can surprise them with coffee. And it is like good coffee. Like I haven't drank much coffee, but like from what I've drunk of this now, I feel like I'm actually converted and I've started drinking it more now. I tried to avoid coffee because I feel like it was the one thing that I didn't want to like I just drink so many other things, but now I'm drinking coffee as well, which is good. Everything in moderation. Right. Question number 1. We're sticking with the theme of breakfasts, and we're going to talk about this wonderful man. I don't know if he's a wonderful man, but he is the cornflake inventor, which is John Kellogg. We all know Kellogg's from his many, many cereals. But my question is, John Kellogg was also credited with the invention of semi-skimmed milk, peanut butter, or donuts. That is the question. What else did he invent, John Kellogg? If you want to listen to there's a few interesting podcasts about John Kellogg and why cornflakes were invented in the first place. But the answer is he's a cereal inventor. He is. And he's also a peanut inventor, because he was like basically pushed for being the inventor of peanut butter, which 63 of you got right. 66 went for semi-skimmed milk and 44 for donuts. Well done to the 63 people. Yeah, he is credited as one of the many people who invented peanut butter. It's a bit tested because there's people making peanut butter around, but he was actually the first initially, right? I was reading it. He didn't patent peanut butter explicitly and said it was intentional, because he said he wanted everyone to have peanut butter. And however, later on, he did apply for 2 patents regarding nut butters before anyone else did. So, did he? I mean, he's credited for inventing it, but it sounds like maybe he took his time a bit. But there you go. Well done to everyone who got that right. It's a savage question. It is John Cornflake, also John Peanut Butter. We remember that. Right. Question number 2. Wrong, Sister Walker. Interesting. Right. Let's look. It is: "The lady doth protest too much." My favourite quote from one of my favourite playwrights. I don't know if it's my favourite quote actually, but it's a quote. The question being, this is a phrase from which of Shakespeare's tragedies? Was it Macbeth, Hamlet, or Othello? That's the question. Doth is a word, isn't it? Did Shakespeare make up words? I don't know. We did a Shakespeare question yesterday, and it turns out that he didn't name Othello. It was like changed after he died, which is interesting. But the correct answer is, of course, Hamlet. Hamlet is it, which 43 of you got right, 34 for Macbeth and 18 for Othello. Spoken by Queen Gertrude in Hamlet, in fact. So well done to 43 of you getting that right. And normally, I'll show the leaderboards now, but we'll do it after our coffee question of the day. And before, bet Dot went for Othello. Othello could be. Took a bit of time to get one. It was a tricky one. Right, question 3. But before we go into it, talk a bit about Pat Coffee. So Pat Coffee is specialty graded coffee sourced from all over the world. It's roasted to perfection in carbon neutral roasteries and delivered just days later, so you get it super, super fresh. And they also pay farmers over 75% of fair trade prices, making Pat's coffee probably more fair than fair trade, because if you can pay them 75% more, then like doesn't that mean it's like more fair because you're sharing more of the profits? Not like I don't know, the writer's strikes now, right? Where they're making too much money. The studios are. We only do ethical coffee here, and that is it. That's explained. But which type of coffee is made from a shot of espresso and steamed milk? Is it an Americano, a ristretto, or a latte? I've already lost, says Tim Doser. Shakespeare invented the words nerd and swagger. Did he? I mean, maybe he did. I couldn't say. 3M Americano. How did I get this one wrong? When I used to go and buy coffee for in my old job we used to work for, I used to have to buy an Americano for someone because that was their favourite thing in the morning. The correct answer is in fact a latte. A latte is a shot of espresso. 55 of you getting that right, 6 for ristretto and 26 for Americano, which means 55 of you will be getting a 25% off your first 3 orders from Pat Coffee, which is a good deal. Let's look at the leaderboards. How's everyone doing? Because there's also 30,000 point score threshold to hit, and first place, what a thing, Lucifer Gentle, sinister name, followed by Carrie, Julius, Baccarina, Dav31, Vinci, Ken Tribe, and Melroy. Only the top 3 people, well, maybe like the top 7 people at the moment, close to 30,000. Trickier questions. Right. The next 2 questions are kind of difficult, but maybe not too difficult. But we'll see. But who's going to come in for some free coffee brewing kits? That's what we need. Right. I think you to be right and right at the last 2. Okay, so this question, right? It is the Super Bowl, famous first for its halftime show and second for its football. But the first ever Super Bowl was held in the January of which year? Was it 57, 67, or 77? The first Super Bowl. Yeah, it's you could guess it though. I mean, I saw someone write in chat once say that it's always the middle amount, which I'm going to say it's not always the middle amount. But in this case, it is the middle, which is 1967 is the correct one. 45 of you getting that right. 5 going for 1977 and 57. 31 for 57. Well done to 45 of you getting the first one right. Yeah, it's big game. The first halftime show though wasn't until the 90s. So there you go. It's tight. Interesting. I didn't see who it was between the Green Packers and one other one. I can't say. Let's look at the leaderboards though before we go into the last question. Swagger is still Shakespeare. Swagger is Dr. Zeus invented nerd. Carrie in first place, followed by Ulysses Gentle and Julius, and currently in the top 3 places into hopefully get some coffee or something. But we have one more question, and this question is a sound question. Now I was trying to find images and videos that would go that people would get, and I wasn't sure whether people would, but I want you to tell me if you recognize this sound. First time on top. That's good. This is probably a tougher one. I don't remember what this logo is. That's right. It is Dolby Sound. Dolby Sound is there. I remember seeing that in the cinema, like going to see it. But there's like, if you Google Dolby video logos, there's like 1 billion of them. So I was like, who would recognize it? But yeah, we're talking about Dolby Sound, invented by no one else than Mr. Dolby. But my question is, what was the first name of Mr. Dolby, the inventor of the sound reduction system? Was it Barton Dolby, William Dolby, or Ray Dolby? I'm not sure. Well, I do know. Thomas Dolby? Tom Dolby? No, it was in fact Ray Dolby. was the inventor of Dolby sound. 35, you're getting that right. 24 for William, and 19 Barton. Dolby is a tough question, I think. So that was it. That was the name of Dolby. He died, unfortunately, in 2013, but in 2015, he got a Hollywood star, marking his achievements to sound. Thomas Dolby related to him. Very soon. Thank you everyone for playing. Enjoy the rest of your day, or go to sleep if you're here. The update is finally here, hopefully here. The winter pop-up has gone through. If you haven't got it, don't worry, we're labeling it, but this new update should fix it as well. Thank you everyone for playing. Goodbye, enjoy your sleep or waking up, and just drink coffee. That's the one message from the show. And Ray Dolby, a famous man. Goodbye. Thanks, guys.